All right, shalom, shalom. This is the brother Michael Ward from GMS Lake Charles Camp coming at you again with another video through the Spirit. But before I do anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who strive and taught us this truth. And blessings to you brothers across four winds, pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, I came across a quote, and that's what, inspired this video. It said you have to go through the worst to get the best, and that's what the prophets are doing. The true men of the Lord, we're going through the worst to get the best. And what's that best? The kingdom. That's what we're striving and that's what we're fighting for. But before we get to the kingdom, we are faced with many afflictions, and they get harder and harder and harder. But we have to continue to fight. We have to continue to dig deep. No matter how hard, the situation may get, we have to dig deeper, And I'm going to start it off with this one. This is Psalms 34:19. It say, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered him out of them all. Right, man. And when you go into the word affliction, I think it means, let me see. I already had it pulled up. Affliction, it says something that causes pain or suffering, right, man? And the men of the Lord, we are suffering here daily, man. We are suffering daily, with these different battles that we face. Some days, things might go our way, everything might go our way some days, but then you might have that one particular day where everything just go left, man, and it look like nothing can go right. That's part of the afflictions, man. That's part of the things that we have to go through, man, because this is not our rest, and we're going to have these afflictions until we get up out of here, man. But when these afflictions come upon us, we have to constantly, pray, call upon Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Not only just pray, fasting, communicating with the brothers, spiritual conversations, that helps a lot, man. And something you might be going through or something you might be faced with, talking to a brother, he might have been through that same thing, man. And he might can let the way he took, how he handled a certain situation, so on and so forth, man. That's why it's key to be in contact with the brothers daily, man. Not being in that, lonely spirit, when you're faced with these things, because these things can overtake you, man, and cause you, to throw that white towel in, man. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to throw the white towel in, because we're fighting for a purpose. This is Psalms chapter 27, verse 14. It say, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. And when you go into that word heart, it means thy mind, strengthen your mind, give you the proper tools that you need to endure, give you the things that you need to overcome whatever you're faced with, It say, wait, I say, on the Lord. And that's what we must do. We must wait on the Lord. Sometimes we can't handle the situation how we want to handle it, because it can go completely left. Sometimes we just got to leave it up to the Lord, man, and let him deliver us out of those situations, because he will. Everything is a process, though. When you're going through those things, it's better to, acknowledge the Lord, man. Put everything into his hands and let him take care of it. That way he can show you that he's rocking with you, man. Show you that he's with you. And next time when you get put into those tough situations, you're going to know off top who to call upon, man. You're going to be, the Lord got me through this, so it's only right that he get me through this, or he got me through this, so I'm going to put my trust in him even more to get me through this situation, man. You know? Because he's putting us through those situations so we can call upon him, so he can show his true power. You know, the Lord is not giving us these things to destroy us. He's giving us these things, you know, to acknowledge the true power when we call upon him, man. This 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, it say, there had no temptation taken you, but such as common to men. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. Right, man? The Most High is not going to give you more than you can handle. You know, he know what you can and can't handle, man. Everyone has their own portion, you know. So if you're going through some things, you know, the Most High found it fit for you, man. He know that you can handle it, man. You know. He's not giving you something. He's not trying to destroy you, man. He's putting you through that for a reason, though. You know. It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Right, man? He's going to make a way to escape with whatever we're faced with. But you have to believe that, you know. You have to believe that. And when you're put in those situations, you know, those situations are humbling, you know. Because when you're praying, you know, to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, you're acknowledging that you need help, you know, and we need help. We can't get through this without Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, man. Ain't nothing wrong with saying you need help, you know. And that's what we must do, you know, when we are faced with these afflictions and it look like there's no way out, you know, pray. Ask the Lord to guide your footsteps, man, to get you through those things that you're faced with. Because we all need help in times, man. You know, because it's easy to throw the towel in, man. It's so easy. And I talked about that in one of my last videos, man. We can't throw the towel in, no matter how hard these situations may get. You know, we have the true power on our side, man. So why not use that power? This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3. It say, though therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. Right. We have to endure. We have to endure this hardness, man. These afflictions, they're not easy. You know, they're not easy at all. But it's something that we have to go through, you know, to get what we want. You know, Yahweh Shah went through it. Our big brother went through the same things that we were going through, man. So what makes us different from him? Not saying it, you know, as we the same as him, but he went through it, so we have to go through it, man. You know, his afflictions wasn't light. Ours not light. But he gave us the tools that we need to endure the things that we're faced with, man. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. It say, but he that shall endure to the end, the same should be saved. Right, man? If you endure all these temptations, you know, that you're faced with, all these different battles, different trials, you know, and make it to the end, you know, you're going to be saved, man. But many people are going to give up because they don't really believe, man. Or they don't really trust or they don't really believe that the Lord is going to get them out of those situations, man. You know, because their mind is not fixed on trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All mind have to be fixed on trusting in him. You know, look at all the situations you've been through in your life. You know, look at all the situations that you done got out of. Who you think got you out those situations? You know? So we can't give up. We have to endure whatever we're faced with. You know? Whatever come before us, man, we have to endure it. This is James chapter 1, verse 12. It say, "Blessed is the man that endure temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life." And that's what we're fighting for, man. We are fighting for that crown of life. You know, and we're going to go through hell just to get that crown of life, man. You know, we talking about some everlasting joy. You know, no more pain, no more crying, you know, no more worrying, you know. But to get that, you know, we have to go through the hell. You know, we have to endure these afflictions that we're faced with. It say, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that loved him. Right, man. You know, we was promised that crown of life, but to get it, we have to endure. We have to continue to fight, continue to move forward. You know, continue to put one foot before another. Even though these afflictions get hard, you know, hey, chin up, chest out, man. Not looking back just because we're going through hell, you know. Not throwing the towel in because these battles are getting harder and harder. You know, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to throw the towel in. But it takes a man to endure, you know, the afflictions that he's faced with. And we must endure, you know. But, you know, Lord willing, this was edifying. You know, just something that I had to put on wax, you know, something that I was meditating on all day. But Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, who strive and taught us the truth. And peace, blessings, and safety to you brothers across 4 winds, pushing this truth and sincerity. Until next time, shalom.